Hey Chris, it's Rich. Listen, I'm kind of stuck on something, and I was wondering if I could have your input. Um, what did you think of the summer movie season this summer?
Boy, if you don't.
There's no sugarcoating it. It's been a very weak summer for movies this season. But hey, let's try to rank them in a top 10 anyway. Think of last year's summer movie season. Mad Max Fury Road, Age of Ultron, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Dope. So in comparison, it's horrible. Before I rank these movies in the top 10, here's some disclaimers. Disclaimer number 1, I can't see every movie because, you know, life. So if you don't see a movie on the top 10 list and you think it deserves to be on the list, maybe movies like Secret Life of Pets, Star Trek Beyond, Central Intelligence, I didn't see those movies, so if you don't see those movies on there, that's because I did not see them. Disclaimer number 2. Yes, the ranking of these movies are based on quality, but also I'm going to throw in there my movie-going experience, because it is a summer, and summer movies about the experience, and throwing popcorn in your face, and just enjoying movies. Disclaimer number 3. This top 10 list is based entirely in my own opinion. No stats, no box office numbers, just my opinion.
You know what's good for me. That's my opinion!
Number 10, The Neon Demon. Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start controversially. I don't think this is one of the greatest movies of the season, but it is certainly the most different and most weird. I put The Neon Demon on my list because it's so different. It's intense, striking visuals, and the score really consumes you. It's that good. It's so good it honestly sucks you into the film. There's a scene in this movie that's extremely uncomfortable to watch, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That said, there was a point in the movie when some lady just got up and she walked out and she never came back. It was that weird. The Neon Demon, for me, was one of those movies where as soon as it ended, I literally just sat there and just stared at the screen and the credits coming down, and I didn't say a word for 5 minutes straight. And as soon as I said something, when I finally spoke, the only thing that I could say was, what the hell did I just watch? But I feel that was in a good way. And I love when movies do that to you. Either you're going to love this movie, or either you're going to hate it. There's really no in between. Number 9, The Shallows, aka the movie with Blake Lively, and a shark, and a seagull. It's a nice, thrilling survival movie, and Blake Lively does a really good job. She is, of course, acting alone for most of this movie. It's a small movie that was sprinkled in with a bunch of blockbusters, and it did its job better than some of the blockbusters did. Swimming its way into number 8, Finding Dory. There's not much I can say about Finding Dory that hasn't been said already. It made the most money out of every movie this summer. It really dominated, and everyone loved it. There's really not that much to say about it. I love the movie as a whole, but there's only one thing I didn't like, and I'll just say that. It's the third act. The ending is a little bit too ridiculous for me. Number 7, Kubo and the Two Strings. Kubo and the Two Strings is a movie that I feel like not enough people will end up watching. And it's a shame because the amount of effort that was put into this movie is fascinating, and visually speaking, this movie is gorgeous to watch. For the most part, it's a pretty simple storyline, and there are a few twists here and there, but I think that it has some really cool ideas and concepts that's really fleshed out very, very well. Number 6, The Nice Guys. Yet another movie that not enough people saw. The Nice Guys is a great mesh of crime, mystery, and comedy, and it's set in 1977. I feel like that concept alone should send you out to buy one of these Blu-rays right now. And the two leads, Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, are such polar opposites. It just makes this movie that much better. And a bit of fifth row trivia. This was the last review we shot as a group, although y'all never saw it. Maybe we can dig it up in the archives. Number 5, Don't Breathe. The summer really belongs to the horror movie genre, who crept in and consistently gave us solid movies. And Don't Breathe was one of them. This to me is a perfect movie that describes what it really means to be on the edge of your seat throughout in the entirety of a film. And number 4, speaking of horror films, Lights Out. To me, Lights Out was one of the biggest surprises of the summer. I didn't have high hopes going into this movie, but I was caught off guard. Really, it's such a simple concept, but it's done so well. Number 3, Pop Star. Never Stop, Never Stopping. And speaking of surprises, this has to be the biggest surprise of the summer, even more so than Lights Out. I very vividly remember seeing a trailer for this and thinking that this was going to bomb in every direction. Critically, financially, you name it. But it doesn't. This is so different from comedies that we get nowadays. This is the only comedy this year that I was honestly dying in the theater. I was busting a gut laughing. I was tearing at one point. And Chris can vouch for that, because he was sitting right next to me, and I'm pretty sure he was doing the same thing. I have to mention the soundtrack. It is brilliant. If you have not seen it already, please see Pop Star. And number 2, we saw Civil War! Woo! Civil War 2K16! TBT. This was a movie that kicked off the summer movie season, all the way in May. And what a way to do it. Captain America Civil War is an amazing superhero movie. It's an amazing blockbuster. It's just an amazing movie all around. There's just so much happening in this movie, so many stories, and so many characters. And the fact that the Russo brothers were able to find a perfect balance and create this amazing movie for the summer. Kudos. Amazing. Can you guess what number 1 is? No? Well, here it is. Number 1, Swiss Army Man. So many emotions were felt during this movie, I don't even know where to start. Great storytelling, incredible performances from Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe. The score is so good, it comes alive. Really, it's its own character in this movie. There's so much that is different from this movie, and that's what I love about it. It's got so much heart. While I was watching this movie in the theater, there was a point in the movie where my jaw was on the floor, and I'm not even exaggerating that much. My mouth was open, and I was just watching this movie bewildered. And this was going on for a good 5 minutes. And as soon as I came to, as soon as I realized what was going on, I just had to look around really quick to make sure, no one saw me making a fool out of myself. This movie sucked me in so much. The only thing I was thinking about was this movie. Nothing else in my life mattered. Just Swiss Army Man. There it is, my top 10. What is your top 10? If you can't think of 10, what is your top 5? Let me know, get in the comments. And yes, I did review some of these movies in a separate video. I'll put those in the description if you don't feel like I've wasted enough of your time already. That's it for me. You can follow me on Twitter at 5th Row Reviews. I'll put that in the description. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. I'm Scuba Stitch from the 5th Row. I'm gone.
Manchester is blue fam.